Today we will talk about Section 4 of the Companies Act, Memorandum of Association. We will look at the requirements of the memorandum and in particular look at the Memorandum of Reliance Industries Limited. We will have a reading of the Memorandum of Association of Reliance Industries Limited. Now, Section 4.1 of the Companies Act 2013 states that the memorandum of a company shall state A. The name of the company, the last word limited in the case of public limited company, or the last words private limited in the case of private limited company. Section 4.1b states that the memorandum will contain the state in which the registered office of the company is to be situated. Section 4.1c states that the memorandum shall contain the objects for which the company is proposed to be incorporated, and any matter considered necessary in furtherance of those objects. Section 4.1d states that the memorandum shall contain the liability of members of the company, whether limited or unlimited, and also state, in the case where the company is limited by shares, that liability of its member is limited to the amount unpaid. I'll repeat that. Liability of its members is limited to the amount unpaid, if any, on the shares held by them. And 2. In the case of a company limited by guarantee, the amount up to which each member undertakes to contribute A. to the assets of the company in the event of it being wound up while he is a member or within 1 year after he ceases to be a member, for the payment of the debts and liabilities of the company, of such debts and liabilities as may have been contracted before he ceases to be a member, whichever case that may be. B. Contribute to the costs, charges, expenses of winding up and for adjustments of the rights of contributories amongst themselves. Section 4.1e states that the memorandum shall contain, now this is in the case of a company having a share capital, the amount of share capital with which the company is to be registered and the division of that share capital into shares of a fixed amount and the number of shares which the subscribers to the memorandum agree to subscribe, which shall not be less than 1 share. And it should also state the number of shares each subscriber to the memorandum intends to take, indicated opposite his name. We'll do this again. Now, the memorandum of the company shall state that in the case where the company has a share capital, the amount of share capital with which the company is to be registered and the division of that amount into shares of a fixed amount and the number of shares which the subscribers to the memorandum agree to subscribe, which shall not be less than 1 share, and the number of shares each subscriber to the memorandum intends to take, indicate opposite his name. Section 4.1f states that in case of one-person company, the name of the person who, in the event of death of the subscriber, shall become the member of the company. Schedule 1 of the Companies Act gives us the memorandum, the format of the Memorandum of Association of a company. Table A in particular gives us the Memorandum of Association of a company limited by shares. So we will have the first part will be the name of the company is so and so limited or private limited. Second will be the state where it's registered. Third will be the objects. 3A is the objects to be pursued by the company or its incorporation. 3B will talk about the matters which are necessary for furtherance of those objects specified in 3A. 4, 5 and 6 will talk about the liability of members, stating that the liability of the members is limited, and this liability is limited to the amount unpaid, if any, on the shares held by them. The share capital of the company is so and so rupees divided into these many shares of dash rupees each. So, and then you have the 6th point being the declaration that we, the several persons whose names and addresses are subscribed, are desirous of being formed into a company in pursuance of this memorandum of association, and we respectively agree to take the number of shares in the capital of the company set against our respective names. And therefore you will have the name, the address, the number of shares taken by the respective person and their signature. So this is basically the format of the memorandum of association of a company limited by shares. We now look at the Memorandum of Association of Reliance Industries Limited. Remember, this is a public limited company and limited by shares. If you look at the index for the Memorandum of Association, it follows the format which is given in Table A of Schedule 1 of the Companies Act 2013. Basically the name, where the registered office is located, the objects, the incidental objects, the limited liability members, authorized share capital, and the subscribers to the memorandum. We will quickly do a reading through these clauses. So, we look at the Memorandum of Association of Reliance Industries. Clause 1 states that the name of the company is Reliance Industries Limited. Clause 2 states the registered office of the company will be situated in the state of Maharashtra. Now we look at the objects of the company. The objects for which the company is established are the following. A. The main objects to be pursued on incorporation of the company. Number 1. To carry on the business of manufacturers, dealers, agents, factors, importers, exporters, merchants and financiers of all kinds of man-made fibers and man-made fiber yarns of all kinds, man-made fiber cords of all kinds, and man-made fiber fabrics of all kinds, mixed with or without mixing materials like woolen, cotton, metallic, or any other fibers of vegetable, mineral, or animal origin, manufacturing such man-made fibers and man-made fiber products of all description and kinds with or without mixing fibers of their origin as described above, by any process using petrochemicals of all description, or by using vegetable or mineral oils or products of all description required to produce such man-made fibers. 2. To carry on business of manufacturers, dealers, importers, exporters, merchants, agents, factors and financiers, and particularly manufacturers, dealers, etc. of all types of petrochemicals like naphtha, methane, ethylene, propylene, butenes, naphthalene, cyclohexane, cyclohexanone, benzene, phenol, acetic acid, cellulose acetate, vinyl acetates, ammonia, caprolactam, adipic acid, hexamethylene, diamine, nylon, nylon 6, nylon 6.6, nylon 6.10, nylon 6.11, nylon 7, their fibers, castings, moldings, sheets, rods, etc. Orthoxylene, phthalic anhydride, alkyd resins, polyester fibers and films, mixed xylenes, paraxylene, metaxylene, toluene, cumene, phenol, styrene, synthetic rubbers, butenes, butadiene, methacrylene, maleic anhydride, methacrylates, alkyd resins, urea, methanol formaldehyde, UF, PF and MF resins, hydrogen cyanide, polymethyl methacrylate, acetylene, PVC, polyethylene, ethylene, dichloride, ethylene oxide, ethylene glycol, polyglycols, polyurethanes, paraxylenes, polystyrenes, polypropylene, isopropanol, acetone, propylene oxide, propylene glycol, acetonitrile, acrolein, acyclesters, acrylic fibers, allyl chloride, epichlorohydrin, epoxy resins, and all other petrochemical products and polymers in all forms like resins, fibers, sheet moldings, castings, etc. 3. To carry on the business of manufacturing, buying, selling, exchanging, converting, altering, importing, exporting, processing, twisting, or otherwise handling or dealing in or using or advising users in the proper use of cotton yarn, pure silk, artificial silk yarn, staple fiber, and such other fibers and fibrous materials or allied products, byproducts, substances or substitutes for all or any of them, or yarn or yarns for textile or other use as may be practicable. To manufacture or help in the manufacturing of any spare parts, accessories, or anything or things required and necessary for the above mentioned business. 5. Now, if you look at clause number 5, you have a superscript 4a next to it. And 4a talks about this. Inserted by passing special resolution by members of the company on 28th March 2015 by means of postal ballot and registered by Registrar of Companies Mumbai with certificate dated 28th April 2015. That means there is a change in the MOA. Number 1, and that is to design, establish and develop on a turnkey basis outlets for all kinds of products and to acquire, set up, construct, establish, run, operate and manage stores, markets, malls, shopping outlets, cash and carry operations or any format, and carry on business of agent, franchisee, distributor and dealer of all kinds of products for the consumer market, and of operating, establishing, providing and managing e-commerce and m-commerce websites, direct to home and mail order services for all categories of products and services, and dealing in all kinds of goods, materials and items in India or in any other part of the world. So up till clause 4, we talked about all the chemicals involved, the chemicals and the petrochemicals. In clause 5 of the objects of the company, this is a recent one that on 28th March 2015. It was approved by a postal ballot among the members, and then on 20th April 2015 approved by the Registrar of Companies. And this talked about the establishment of the retail business of Reliance. Clause number 6 again was inserted by passing a special resolution by the members of the company on 28 March 2015. So clause number 6 is also a new clause, and which states that to carry on business of issue, servicing and dealing in all kinds of payment products, providing payment facilities or any other payment service, collect deposits, facilitate payments through physical and digital format, act as business correspondent for other banks, to provide and to engage in all businesses as may be related or ancillary to the aforesaid business areas. So now via clause 6 you have the payments business coming into the picture. Clause 7, again this is a new one inserted by passing a special resolution by the members of the company on 28 March 2015. It reads, to provide globally managed data networks and related services, including but not limited to cloud services, managed services, business process outsourcing services, customer care centers, customer relationship management, back office processing, data entry, medical transcription, IT services, multimedia services, internet-based services, data center management and consulting, interface service applications, including all types of end-to-end integrated solutions involving information systems, developing, designing, marketing of communication platforms with features and functionality, including those related to social, commerce, messaging, communication, gaming, and other online services and advisory services in relation to developing, designing, marketing, trading, transferring, exporting, importing, buying and selling all types of mobile applications, including gaming, web applications, and websites for mobile phones and any other communication device, equipment, appliances, accessories, whether corded or cordless, and to engage in all businesses as may be related or ancillary to the aforesaid business areas. So we had the retail business coming in 2015, we had the payments business coming in 2015, and now we have again in 2015 the data network and related services business coming into the picture. Now we look at clause B of clause 3 of the Memorandum of Association, that's section 4 of the Companies Act. And this talks about the objects incidental or ancillary to the attainment of the main object. So we've just gone through the 7 main objects. We're now looking at the objects incidental or ancillary to the attainment of the main objects. Okay, so to do or perform all or any of the following operations, acts, or things which are necessary or incidental to carry on the above objects. Number 1, to enter into agreements and contracts with Indian or foreign individuals, companies, or other organizations for technical, financial, or any other assistance for carrying out all or any of the objects of the company. 2, to establish and maintain any agencies in India or any part of the world for the conduct of the business of the company or for the sale of any materials for the time being at the disposal of the company for sale. 3, to advertise and to adopt means of making known the business activities of the company or any articles or goods traded in or dealt with by the company in any way as may be expedient, including the posting of bills in relation thereto, and issue of circulars, books, pamphlets, and price lists, and the conducting of competitions, exhibitions, and giving of prizes, rewards, and donations. 4, to apply for, purchase, or otherwise acquire or protect, prolong, and renew trademarks, trade names, designs, secret processes, patent rights, brevets d'invention, licenses, protections, and concessions which may appear likely to be advantageous or useful for the company, and to spend money in experimenting and testing and improving and seeking to improve any patents, inventions, or rights which the company may acquire for or propose to acquire or develop. 4A, to expend money on research, experimentation, development, testing, improving, or seeking to improve existing products, patent rights, etc., in connection with any of the activities in pursuance of the aforesaid objects, and to expend money to invent, develop, or seek any new products allied to and in the course of pursuing the objects as detailed in this clause. 4B, to work, develop, license, sell, or otherwise deal with any inventions in which the company is interested, whether as owner, licensee, or otherwise, and to make, levy, or hire any machinery required for making or desirable to be used as machines included in such inventions. 5, to enter into partnership or into any arrangement for sharing profits, union of interests, cooperation, joint venture, reciprocal concession, or otherwise with any person, firm, or company carrying on or engaged in or about to carry on or engage in any business or transaction which the company is authorized to carry on or engage in, or any business or undertaking or transaction which may seem capable of being carried on or conducted so as directly or indirectly to benefit the company, and to lend money, to guarantee the contracts or otherwise assist any person, firm, or company, and to take or otherwise acquire and hold shares or securities of any such person, firm, or company, and to sell, hold, reissue with or without guarantees or otherwise deal with such shares and securities. 6. To enter into any arrangement with any government or state authority, municipal, local, or otherwise, that may seem conducive to the company's objects or any of them, and to obtain from any such government or state authority any rights, privileges, concessions which may seem conducive to the company's objects or any of them. 7. To purchase or otherwise acquire or undertake the whole or any part of the business property, rights and liabilities of any person, firm or company carrying on any business which this company is authorized to carry on, and to purchase, acquire, apply for, wholesale, deal in shares, stocks, debentures or debenture stock of any such person, firm or company, and to conduct, make or carry into effect any arrangement in regard to the winding up of the business of any such person, firm or company. 8. To construct, acquire, establish, provide, maintain, administer factories, estates, railways, buildings, water reservoirs, sheds, channels, pumping installations, generating installations, pipelines, garages, storages, and accommodation of all descriptions in connection with the business of the company. 9. To apply for tender, purchase, or otherwise acquire any contracts and concessions for or in relation to the construction, erection, equipment, improvement, management, administration, or control of works and inconveniences, and to undertake, execute, carry out, dispose of, or otherwise turn to account the same. 10. Now, clause 10 has a superscript of 2, and this was inserted by passing resolution at the 4th AGM held on 23rd March 1978 and confirmed by the Company Law Board Western Region Bench, Bombay, with petition number 167/17, Company Law Board Western Region of 1978, dated 22nd December 1978. So this a clause of the Memorandum of Association came into effect on 22nd December 1978, and that is to undertake, carry out, promote and sponsor rural development, including any program for promoting the social, economic welfare of or the uplift of public in any rural area, and to incur any expenditure on any program or rural development, and to assist execution and promotion thereof either directly or through an independent agency or in any other manner, without prejudice to the generality of the foregoing. Program of rural development shall also include any program for promoting the social and economic welfare of or the uplift of the public in any rural area which the directors consider it likely to promote and assist rural development, and that the words rural area shall include such areas as may be regarded as rural areas under Section 35cc of the Income Tax Act 1961 or any other law relating to rural development for the time being in force, or as may be regarded by the directors as rural areas, and the directors at their discretion in order to implement any of the above mentioned objects or purposes, transfer without consideration or at such fair or concessional value as the directors may think fit, and divest the ownership of any property of the company to or in favor of any public or local body or authority of central or state government or any public institution or trusts or funds as directors may approve. Now, clause 11 also was inserted in 1978 and passed on by the Company Law and approved by the Company Law Board on 22nd December 1978, and this reads as: to undertake, carry out, promote and sponsor or assist any activity for promotion and growth of national economy and for discharging what the director may consider to be social and moral responsibilities of the company to the public or any section of the public, as also any activity which the directors consider likely to promote national welfare or social, economic or moral uplift of the public or any section of the public, and in such manner and by such means as the director may think fit, and the directors may, without prejudice to generality of foregoing, undertake, carry out, promote and sponsor any activity for publication of any books, literature, newspapers, etc., or for organizing lectures or seminars likely to advance these objects, or for giving merit awards, for giving scholarships, loans, or any other assistance to deserving students or other scholars or persons to enable them to pursue their studies or academic pursuits, or researchers for establishing, conducting, or assisting any institution, fund, trust, etc., having any one of the aforesaid objects as one of its objects by giving donations or otherwise in any other manner, and the directors may, at their discretion, in order to implement any of the above mentioned objects or purposes, transfer without consideration or at such fair or concessional value as the directors may think fit, and divest the ownership of any property of the company to or in favor of any public or local body or authority or central or state government or any public institution or trusts or funds as the directors may approve. So, in 1978, we had the social aspect of coming into play in Reliance's Memorandum of Association. 12. Now 12 has a superscript of 3 which says that it was inserted by passing resolution at extraordinary general meeting held on January 1984 and confirmed by the Company Law Board Western Region Bench, Bombay, with petition number 8317 of the Company Law Board Western Region of 1984 dated 28 November 1984. Now 12, 13, 14 and 15 came into existence in 1984. That is, to investigate, search, survey, prospect, explore, extract, drill, dig, raise, pump, produce, refine, purify, separate, treat, process, blend, store, transport, distribute, market, sell, pack, and otherwise deal in mineral oils and other derivatives, byproducts, mixtures in gaseous, liquid or solid forms. 13. To carry on business of manufacturing, producing, processing, treating, making, taking on hire or otherwise acquiring, blending, formulating, packaging, finishing, distributing, selling, marketing, wholesaling, retailing, importing, exporting, buying, fabricating, assembling, servicing, repairing, maintaining all types / grades, kinds, sizes and descriptions of photographic films, photo papers, chemicals, reagents, substances, equipments, instruments, accessories, raw material for photographic goods, tools, apparatus, products and supplies for audiovisual communication films and products, image and document production and copying and information gathering, recording, handling, storing, retrieval products. 14. To manufacture, produce, make, extract, refine, purify, separate, process, treat, formulate, blend, buy, sell, market, distribute, export, import, pack, and otherwise deal in all types of gaseous, liquid, and solid, organic and inorganic chemicals, their compounds, derivatives, and byproduct mixtures, and finished products thereof, including petrochemicals, fertilizers, pesticides, fungicides, weedicides, insecticides, and drug intermediaries, agrochemicals, fine and specialty chemicals, dyes and dye intermediates, plastics, polymers, biochemicals, detergents, cosmetics, glass, and industrial chemicals. 15. To carry out investigation, basic and fundamental research, applied research, design, development, experimental work, pilot plant work, commercial work, scale-up works, and every description in all branches of science, engineering, technology for producing, discovering, invention, making improvements in modifications to effecting cost reduction or energy savings in all forms of energy, including solar energy, nuclear energy, thermal energy, hydroelectric energy, energy from gases, minerals, chemicals, elements, and compounds of every description. Again, clauses 16 and 17 were inserted in 1984. 16 reads as, to carry on business of financing industrial enterprises relating to textile, engineering, chemicals, automobiles, and pharmaceutical industries, and also in respect of the objects of the company. 17, to act as recognized trading house and for that purpose indent, buy, sell, deal, import, export raw materials, commodities, products including agricultural, marine, meat, poultry and dairy products, metals, minerals, pearls, stones, minerals, goods, articles, spare parts, appliances, machinery, equipments as may be authorized or permitted by government through trade policies and also to act as an export house. Now, clauses 18, 19, 20 bear the subscript of 1 and that was passed in 1993. It was inserted by passing a resolution at the 14th AGM held on 22nd December 1988 and confirmed by the Company Law Board Western Region Bench, Bombay, Wheat Petition number 20417, Company Law Board of the Western Region of 1990, dated 31st May 1993. So these provisions of the Memorandum of Association of Reliance Industries came into existence on 31st May 1993 after the Company Law Board confirmed them. And these are 18. These are number 1, 18. To carry on business of shipping and allied activities including purchase, sale of ships, transportation, storage, import, export of all types of merchandise, ship breaking in India or any part of the world, and to act as shipping agents, stevedores, charterers and hirers. 19. To carry on business of construction and operating of port and port related facilities by itself or in association with one or more parties. 20. To enter into contracts and agreements for service in connection with the undertaking of market survey and for development of markets in any part of the world for raw materials, semi-finished goods and finished goods and other articles and things, and for that purpose to act as superintendents, surveyors, valuers and analyzers. 21 again came into existence on 31st May 1993 to carry on business of engineers in different disciplines whatsoever now known to engineering and to be included in the future such as welders, tool makers, fabricators, sheet metal processors, boiler makers, castings, pressings, forging, stamping, manufacturers of pipe, tank and pressure vessels in all their respective branches. 22 again came into effect in 1993 to carry out investigation, basic and fundamental research, applied research, pilot plant and commercial scale operations and setting up facilities for the same on its own or in association with others in the field in which the company is engaged. 23 again came into existence on 31st May 1993 to carry out business of setting up facilities for generation/distribution of all forms of energy, whether from conventional sources such as thermal, hydel, or from non-conventional sources such as the tide, wind, solar, geothermal, including operation/maintenance of facilities for generation distribution of all forms of energy. Now, clause number 24 bears a subscript of 4, which states that it was inserted by passing resolution at the 20th AGM held on 19th April 1994, confirmed by the Company Law Board, Western Region Bench, Bombay, Wheat Petition number 158/17/Company Law Board/Western Region/1996, dated 13 August 1996. So, this provision, number 24, comes into existence on 13th August 1996. And that is to carry on business as merchants, traders, commission agents, buying and selling agents, brokers, adatias, importers, buyers, sellers, exporters, dealers, and to import, export, buy, sell, barter, exchange, or otherwise trade and deal in goods, produce, articles and merchandise of any kind whatsoever in India or anywhere in the world as allowed under trade laws. 25 is again coming into existence on 13th August 1996 and it reads as To carry on the business of designers, manufacturers, processors, assemblers, dealers, traders, distributors, importers, exporters, agents, consultants, system designers, and contractors for erection and commissioning on turnkey basis, or transporting, converting, repairing, installing, training, servicing, maintenance of all kinds of number one telephone instruments, intercoms, accessories, and components thereof for telecommunications. 2. Radio communication equipments like receivers, transmitters, transreceivers, walkie-talkie radio relay equipment, point-to-point communication equipments, antennas, and associated equipment. Single channel, multi-channel, fixed frequency, variable frequency, static, mobile, airborne, shipborne equipments in HF, VHF, UHF, and microwave spectrum, TV systems, receivers, and transmitters, pattern generators and associated equipments, amplifiers, oscillators, synthesizers, waveform generating, measuring, and associated equipments, sonic, ultrasonic, and radio frequency ranging and depth finding sonar and telemetry coding, and data transmission equipments, data acquisition, processing, and logging equipments, calculators, computers, mini computers, and microcomputers, printers, headers, display terminals, facsimile transmitting and receiving equipments and systems. 3. Signaling, telecommunication, and control equipments used in roads, railways, ships, aircraft, ports, airports, railway stations, public places, along with associated accessories and test rigs. 4. Instruments, testing equipments, accessories for repair, maintenance, calibration, standardization of all above items in laboratories, service centers, processing plants, manufacturing plants, and at customer places to plan, establish, develop, provide, cooperate, and maintain all types of telecommunication services, including operating/franchising public telecommunication centers, issuing telephone debit cards, issuing telephone calling cards, operating cards-based public telephones, publishing telephone directories, telex, wireless data communication, telematic, and other forms of communication, and to manufacture wireless transmitting and receiving equipments, including radio, television equipments, operating/franchising video conferencing centers, providing private network services, providing enhanced electronic communication services, including online database services, public data networks, electronic messaging services like email, remote computing facilities, fax, store and forward services, satellite-based services using very small to ultra small aperture terminals, encryption and coding services for data, voice and video transmission, voicemail services, broadcasting equipments, microphones, amplifiers, loudspeakers, and telegraphic instruments and equipments and accessories of the said instruments and articles. Now, clauses 26, 27, 28 bear the superscript 4, which was inserted by passing resolution at the 20th AGM held on 19th August 1994 and confirmed by the Company Law Board, Western Region Bench, Bombay, with petition number 158/17/Company Law Board/Western Region/1996, dated 13th August 1996. So therefore, these three clauses 26, 27, 28 come into existence on 13th August 1996. Clause 26 reads as to explore, develop, produce, purchase or otherwise acquire petroleum, crude oil, natural gas, all kinds of hydrocarbons and mineral substances both onshore, within the territorial jurisdiction of the Indian Union and anywhere in the world, and to manufacture, refine, extract, treat, reduce, distill, blend, purify and pump, store, hold, transport, use, experiment with, dispose of, import, export and trade and generally deal in any and all kinds of petroleum, crude oil, natural gas, associated gas, petroleum products, oil, gas and other volatile substances, asphalt, bituminous substances, carbon, carbon black, hydrocarbon and mineral substances and their products or their byproducts, which may be derived, produced, prepared, developed, compounded, made or manufactured therefrom, The substances obtained by mixing any of the foregoing with other substances. Clause 27 reads as to invest in and acquire, hold or otherwise deal in any shares, stocks, debentures, debenture stocks, warrants, any other financial instruments, bond obligations and securities issued or guaranteed by the company constituted or carrying on the business in India or elsewhere, or government, state government, semi-government authorities, local authorities, public sector undertakings, financial institutions, public body, any other persons or otherwise, and to carry on and undertake the business of finance, making loans or advances, investment, merchant bankers, underwriters. Clause 28 talks about to act as hirers, lessors, and to finance lease operations of all kinds, purchasing, selling, hiring, or letting slash hiring, leasing on hire all kinds of plants and equipment, and to assist in financing of all and every kind and description of hire purchase or deferred payment or similar transactions, and to subsidize, finance, or assist in subsidizing or financing the sale and maintenance of any goods, articles, or commodities of all and every kind and description upon any terms whatsoever, and to purchase or otherwise deal in all forms of immobile and movable properties, including land and buildings, plant and machinery, equipment, ships, aircrafts, automobiles, computers, and all consumer, commercial, medical, and industrial items, and to lease or otherwise deal with them, including resale thereof. Now, clause number 29, 30, 31 carry the superscript of 4, which was again inserted by passing resolution at the 20th AGM held on 19th August 1994 and confirmed by the Company Law Board Western Region Bench with petition number 158/17/CLB Western Region /1996 dated 13th August 1996. Now, clause 29 reads as to construct, erect, maintain, improve, and work or aid in, contribute or subscribe to the construction, erection, and maintenance, improvement, or working of any laboratories, research and development establishment, basic research or design institute, pilot plants, and to apply for, purchase, or otherwise acquire any patents, brevets, invention, licenses, concessions, and the like, conferring an exclusive or non-exclusive or limited right to use any secret or other information as to any invention, and to use, explore, develop, grant licenses in respect of or otherwise turn to account the property rights and information so acquired, and to act as consultants in the field of chemical, mechanical, electrical, civil, industrial, and other branches of engineering and technology, production, marketing, distribution, finance, materials, personnel, planning, computers, management information systems, and other types of management. Clause 30 reads as to carry on the business of construction of roads, bridges, tunnels, setting up of various infrastructural facilities for village, town/city developments, and to carry on the business of builders, contractors, dealers in and manufacturers of prefabricated and precast houses, buildings and erections and materials, tools, implements, machinery, and metalware in connection therewith. Clause 31 reads as to purchase, take on lease, or otherwise acquire any mining rights, mines and lands in India or elsewhere, and to pump, refine, raise, dig, and quarry all natural resources, including gold, silver, diamonds, precious stones, coal, earth, limestone, iron, aluminium, titanium, vanadium, mica, apatite, chrome, copper, gypsum, lead, manganese, molybdenum, nickel, platinum, uranium, rutile, sulfur, tin, zinc, zircon, bauxite, and tungsten, and other ores and minerals, and believed to contain metallic or mineral, saline or chemical substances, Kiselgur, French chalk, China clay, bentonite, and other clays, beryls, calcite, and such other filler materials. Clause 32 again carries the superscript of 4, which was inserted by passing resolution at the 20th AGM held on 19th August 1994 and confirmed by the Company Law Board, Western Region Bench, Bombay, with petition number 158/17, Company Law Board, Western Region, 1996, dated 13 August 1996. And that reads as: to acquire, utilize, grow, plant, cultivate, produce, and to exploit any estates or lands for floricultural, agricultural, horticultural, cultural, plantation, sericultural, and farming purposes and agro-industrial projects, and to carry on business as producers, planters, processors, growers, cultivators, traders, buyers and sellers, importers, agents, consultants, dealers, storekeepers, and distributors and exporters for any ordinary or specialized floricultural, agricultural, horticultural, sericultural, and agro-industrial products and commodities, including flowers, plants, vegetables, food grains, pulses, seeds, cash crops, cereal products, and flora. With that, we come to the end of objects and ancillary objects which are required to be presented in the Memorandum of Association under Clause 4(1) of the Companies Act 2013. We now move on to the liability of the members. Now, the authorized share capital of the company is 15,000 crores, consisting of 1400 crore equity shares of rupees 10 each and 100 crore preference shares of rupees 10 each, with power to increase or reduce the capital of the company and to divide the shares in the company for the time being into several classes and to attach thereto respectively such preferential, deferred, qualified or special rights, privileges or conditions as may be determined by or in accordance with the Articles of Association of the company, and to vary, modify, amalgamate or abrogate any such rights, privileges or conditions in such manner as may be for the time being provided by the Articles of Association of the company. So basically we said that the liability of the members is limited. 5 talked about the authorized share capital of the company being 15,000 crores, of which 1400 crores were equity shares of rupees 10 each and 100 crore were preference shares of rupees 10 each. Okay. Now, the authorized share capital of the company of rupees 3,75,000 at the time of incorporation was modified from time to time by passing requisite resolutions at the meeting of the members. The details of the modified authorized capital since incorporation till date is stated below. Now, the total authorized capital when at the time of incorporation stood at 3.75 crores. On 18 Jan 1977, it increased to 10 crore. 9th of May 1979, 20. April 1981, it stood at 20. Feb 1982, it was increased to 60 crore. 20th June 1984, it increased to 85 crore. 26th June 1986, it went to 125 crore. 24th June 1987, it went to 135 crore. In 1987, it went to 250 crore. In 1988, it remained at 250 crore. In 1992, it went to 400 crore. In 1994, it went to 1,000 crores. 1997, 2,200 crores. In 2002, it went to 3,000 crores. In 2009, it went to 6,000 crores. As on 1st September 2017, it was increased at 15,000 crores. Now, the Memorandum of Association also requires you to state who were the subscribers of these shares, and this is what is given out here. As on 4th May 1973, at the time of incorporation of Reliance Industries Limited, it states that we, the several persons whose names and addresses are subscribed below, are desirous of being formed into a company in pursuance of this Memorandum of Association, and we respectively agree to take the number of shares in the capital of the company set opposite to our respective names. We have seen this in the format in Table A of Schedule 1. First was MD Shivnanjappa, who had 500 equity shares. Then we had again MD Shivnanjappa, the chairman and managing director of MSIDC Limited, Bangalore, with 100 shares. T.R. Satish Chandran, 100 shares, who was a commissioner and secretary to Government of Mysore. We had C.S. Sheshadri with 100 shares, equity shares. T. Ramesh who was an industrialist in Manipal with 100 shares. Dr. Ramdas Pai, who was administrator Manipal, 100 shares, and B. Putturaj, who was the secretary Industrial Investment and Development Corporation Limited, Bangalore, with 100 shares. So total shares taken were 1,100. And of course, it was witnessed by the gentleman C.V. Srinivasa Murthy. And this is dated 4th of May 1973. So we have looked at the clauses of Section 4 of the 4(1) of the Companies Act, the requirements of the Memorandum of Association, and we studied how these requirements were incorporated into the Memorandum of Association of Reliance Industries Limited.